Welcome.
Here we are.
Live. Wednesday nights to String Theory.
From Ginger's Barn.
Yes. The show that has been going on forever.
Far too long.
And where you ask the questions and we give all the answers.
Apparently.
Yes. Want to give a big shout out to our partners, of course, on the show. Boucher Guitars. Love you, Robin, Guillaume, Julian, everybody at the shop. Levy's Leather Straps. Best straps in the world. G&G Music in Antigonish. Fantasy in Halifax. Fantasy music, that is. Stephen McNeil, not the premier.
No, the musical premier.
K&K Sound, the best pickups on the planet. Gallagher Guitars, Recording King Guitars. Alvarez Yeri. Thanks everybody in London over Chris Meikle and the boys. Yamaha Music Canada.
They make everything.
James Martin Instruments, whose review is coming up very, very shortly. The guitar's here. I played it on a gig Saturday night. It blew our minds. Audio Sprockets, Mr. James May, inventor of the Tone Dexter. D'Addario, thank you so much for the excess strings. Brickhouse Guitars in Kitchener. Joshua House Guitars, great luthier here in Canada. Apollo Picks, Nick, you're the man. Dave Gunning's using them now. He took my pick.
What?
Yes, he had to have it. I said, okay, here.
That's skinny country mailbox.
Tone Right, man, that thing's killer. We're going to be testing that thing out. And Close Guitars, makers of incredible carbon fiber unibody design guitars that just emailed me before the camera went on.
Just when we were talking about it.
We were just talking about them, and they emailed me, and we're setting up a phone call tomorrow to do to get some of their instruments up here for review. And we have another sponsor. We'll talk about this other sponsor.
This show is being brought to you, fine people, tonight, live from Ginger's Barn, by the brand new line of Ginger's homegrown red potatoes. JP?
Good for salads. Good for side dishes. Also good for pomme frite.
Also good for snacking.
Very good. Very good.
Tasty.
Very good. Yes.
Very tasty.
Very good. Yes, it was very good.
The potato grows just under the ground.
Yes, and you seem to be enjoying that quite a bit.
It's actually quite good.
Yes. We should also mention that this week's sponsor is completely organic as well.
It's chemical free.
Chemical free, yes.
Do you have any salt?
No, I don't. But I have some whiskey. If you'd like to put some of that on. Well, of course, that would take the show out of the serious realm.
It would. We want to be a little more serious here.
Yes, we'd like to get the first question under our belt before we get to...
maybe the lovely Ginger could give us the first question.
Yes.
Ginger, over to you.
Over to Ginger, yes.
Well, just for topic continuity, Bram Avery would like to know if he could put steel strings on his potato.
I jumped the gun just one bit, Ginger. I'm sorry. We do have to do capo corner because
We do. Here's a capo.
yeah, I have capo.
There's a capo.
As you know,
There's another capo.
We've been doing capo corner because
Need a capo?
there you go.
Okay.
Because some people, we like to read some comments from people, right? We looked at the analytics this month and we had 138,000 views this month. Mm-hmm. And you can just imagine the number of comments that I don't have to. I like going through them. And many of them are actually very uplifting, and there's a lot of very smart people watch this show, musicians and stuff like that. And we like to talk about those people because they say really cool stuff. So anyhow, the first guy I want to talk to, say hello, is Wesley Rose. He says, I just bought the Epiphone inspired by Gibson J200. There's your
guitar.
capo. Oh, yeah.
Killer guitar.
It's on the way, and I can't wait to play it. I'm just learning how to play, and I feel this will be the perfect guitar for me. I go every Thursday and play with friends that are teaching how to play. I have an Epiphone Masterbuilt DR500 MCE, which is one of the nicer, like the right below the inspired bys. Mm-hmm. And it sounds great. Thanks for your video. It helped me decide which of these guitars I wanted to buy. So, Wesley, thank you very much. And then Tim Kavanagh says, a little unsolicited advice. If you're going to post a guitar review, then just get to reviewing the guitar. You don't have to spend 5 minutes justifying your review at the start of every video. And Tim, I suggest that you look deep in yourself and
maybe skip the first 5 minutes.
Skip the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
yes.
just fast forward.
in all seriousness, I worry about when people say that, because the whole reason I do this channel is to take people's minds off things, and if we live in that sped up world where it's instant gratification, no, I want to see, that's no way to live. And whatever I'm saying at the start of videos is not justification. It's my own personal story. And if you were telling me a story, I'd want to hear your whole story. That matters. So I appreciate the comment, and I know why you said it, and I understand why you said it. But take a minute to smell the coffee, brother. And better yet, take a minute to have a drink.
Yeah, cheers.
Or a potato.
Or a lovely, fresh, ginger-grown red potato.
Yes. Otherwise known in the Mi'kmaq language, of which I'm an honorary member of the First Nations in Eskasoni and Cape Breton, where they call it a dubadet. Which is my favorite word. I had learned that word from a Mi'kmaq gentleman, and he had called his friend a dubadet.
You could make a dubadet pancake.
That's right. He called his buddy a dubadet, and I said, "Why did you call him that?" And he said, "Well," he said, "it's the most useless thing in the world." And I said, "What? What do you mean? What? Like, what? How could?"
Was he calling you a potato head?
Yeah. I said, "Well, what is that?" He said, "It's a potato.
There's
It's a potato." And I said, "But thank you."
Mosquito.
I said, "But Alex, you can use potatoes for all sorts of things." And Alex went, "Yeah, but what do they really do?"
Well, you can grate them. Did you know that?
That's right. And it was one of the funniest lines I ever heard in my life.
You can also combine them with some
God rest
corned
his
beef.
soul. Alex
and
is
make corned
gone
beef
now.
hash.
That's correct.
Yeah. And
Alex is gone now. He's one of the great singer-songwriters of the First Nations. But I'll never forget that. That is true. Dubadet. I love that story.
a ginger dubadet.
I have that story in Life and Music told about that whole session. Morning Star.
Was it in the first 5 minutes?
Yes, it may
Might
well
have
have been.
been, yes.
Everything I do is usually in the first 5 minutes.
No,
yes.
it's the first 30 seconds.
Yes, yes.
That's why you're whispering.
I occasionally have sex, but
We have a question from Ginger asking why
I have
we were
sex for an
whispering.
hour, but I never know what to do with the other 58 minutes and 13 seconds. So
Next!
Okay, moving
first
on.
question.
Moving on. We have a super chat from Cam.
Hi, Cam.
Of course,
Cam the Master.
Cam the Master.
Cam the Master. I
Oh.
saw him with some clams tonight. Sent me a picture of some clams.
Cam McMaster. He was here one time.
Not anymore.
Cam McMaster. We really miss him a lot.
We do.
Cam McMaster. I write songs for a living. If you can tell that, you must be really good, because nothing does shit rhymes. Cam.
That was
Cam the Clam.
That was something.
Yes.
Yep, that was it.
Something.
Miss you,
Definitely
Cam.
something. Well, his question, interestingly enough, is: do you misses me like I misses you?
Oh,
I do. We
Buddy,
do.
we misses you so much.
Boy, wish you were here to play that Eagles song that goes doot doot doot.
Yeah, I love that one. It goes doot doot doot. How many amps you got over there,
How many
Cam?
hamps? 2.
2 amps. I got a stereo in my front room. It's got 250 amps in it.
Hamps.
Amps.
Okay, next.
Alrighty. Question from Ian Rossiter.
Ian Rossiter. Always
It's actually
glad to
more
have
of
you
a-
back, brother.
Fine Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
It's actually a comment.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. Here we
Says,
go.
I can report after 53 days, heavy daily practice, and 2 live shows, the excess mandolin strings are holding up incredibly well.
Ah.
That's good. I haven't actually put mine on yet because I barely changed I only change my mandolin strings but once every 18 months. So
You don't play your mandolin that much.
I don't. It's a studio instrument for me mostly. It used to be on stage with me every night, but
Little chunk here.
yeah,
A chunk
little
there.
chunk there, here a chunk, there a chunk, everywhere a chunk,
Chuck, chuck, chuck.
chuck.
Focus.
How much chunk in a mandolin chuck everywhere chunk. So yeah.
Well, that's a question for another show, I think.
Yes, and I
JP.
think we should have a Waterman's golden biscuit.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yes, no.
Anyway.
So yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm sure Daddario's glad to hear that. And I know that those strings are my new favorite thing. Everybody that I know that's tried them has switched off of whatever they're using.
There's been a couple comments of people that said, meh.
Really?
Meh.
Yeah, a couple
Well,
meh.
I know why that is too, because they feel harder than elixirs. They have a stiffer core, so your action changes ever so slightly. But I feel, for me, it's for the best. It gives me a quicker response out of the strings than elixirs do, and I actually like that, but only because of my own style. If you want a softer feeling string that lasts, virtually the same, elixirs are the way to stay with. But the XS seem to last longer and don't ever quite sound like they're coated.
Perhaps we should open that package up.
Yeah, we may have to put. I would like to try them on my mandolin because I think it would make a big difference on an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
A stiffer core on the mandolin increases volume.
A stiffer core always comes in handy.
Exactly right. Yes. Next.
Focus. We have a super chat from Jim Hegan.
Hey.
By the way, the lovely Ginger's in the house. We didn't really say that.
The lovely Ginger is
She
here.
is
I'm talking
definitely
dog.
in the house.
Yeah.
She's love her to death.
She's right here. Sure,
She is my life, and she's my reason for being me.
our life, Nav.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
She's our life. But my reason for being me, he doesn't have a reason for being him.
No.
It's just
No,
pandemonium.
but she's part of it.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Next.
A super chat from Jim Hegan. Yeah, he says, hello, JP. No skill testing questions for you this time. Just wanted to say hi and keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you very much, Jim. We love you, buddy. Thank you.
Fiddly-dee potatoes, Jim.
Fiddly dee potatoes.
We have a super chat from Ralph Posca.
Who?
Ralph Porostica?
Ooh, that's a new one.
No, it's not.
Damn it.
One of these days, you'll be right.
I'm sorry.
does that.
There's 140,000 people. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Hard to keep track.
I know. Go ahead.
Yep. He says, I
Sorry,
hate
Ralph.
you again. I just bought a 2014 Boucher Studio Goose ME 1002 FTB in flame curly maple. A triple aught 12 fret with a slotted headstock and a K&K.
What?
Oh.
You can't have all that in one guitar.
Yeah, you can.
It's a lot of words for one guitar.
Yeah,
I know.
If Robin Boucher built it, you can.
Can't even count that high in
Well,
the model number.
All I can tell you is that you've got like one of the rarest instruments in the world, because that's just not something he builds very often. So I would be keeping that guitar. That guitar probably gained 10% the minute you took it out of the shop you bought it.
Flamey maple.
It's true. His guitars just go up. As soon as you buy them, they go up. And that's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Nice one.
And so happy for Robin that, here we are in 2021, and, 7-year-old guitars of his are being sought after by everybody. Everyone is looking for that unique Boucher because he does do a lot of one-offs. I have some, right? Some of the guitars he's built for me, they've literally told me, don't tell anybody we did this, because they'll all want one.
Right.
And then we'll have to punch you in the face.
That's the nice thing
It was
about a
bad.
bespoke
I didn't want to get punched in the face.
boutique instrument.
French people hit really hard. They do. Sometimes they have a
Focus.
temper. Yes.
That's the
So-
great thing about a boutique instrument, though. You have a boutique manufacturer, and you truly do get an individual guitar
Yes.
that only you have.
But also, because it's boutique, there is the common line too, right? So that makes it even more special.
Yeah.
Because there is a common model line.
Yep.
And then when they do build one of these things that's just like out of moon spruce, and,
Right.
If you got
Special sauce.
yeah, like it becomes this Excalibur that
Yeah.
everybody wants to buy, right?
Yeah.
And I know I've got 2 or 3 of them that I wouldn't take $1 million for some of these guitars, because I know,
You never replace it.
When I pass these things on, they're going to be worth a lot of money, and they should be. Robin's building is I say it all the time, but I still say he's the best builder in the world right now. There's a lot of things about what he does and the product he's putting out that surpasses every other builder in certain ways. You look at, you can look at all these guys that we deal with, and that I love, and I don't even own them, like Thompson's and Husson Dalton and Bourgeois and Collings. These guys are at the top of their game, right? And they all love Robin, and Robin loves all of them. I've seen these guys in the same room
There's a
together.
lot of love going around.
There is. There's a lot of respect in the business now for guys like Robin and them. Like that is starting to become, because, and I hate to, I pound on this all the time, but the biggest reason that they're so important is because you can get a Boucher or one of these other companies at about $4,000, right? And that's the same thing you're going to pay for a 28 or a 35 Martin.
Yeah.
Or a 45 or a J200, or you know what I mean?
But you're getting a
You're getting
superior
getting a
product.
factory made instrument, but you take the same money and put it up against on a single bench builder guitar.
superior product.
Way superior. And that's interesting because the high volume companies have started making so many guitars that the price has gone way up to the point where they're just underneath the boutique.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect time to buy a boutique guitar.
Yeah.
You know, like step outside. Before you decide to buy a big name, check these other guys because there's going to be somebody there.
Well, and you look at Robin's guitars; they're absolutely consistently stellar instruments every time. Mm-hmm. Right? And a line-built guitar, you're more paying for that name and the reputation.
Yep. Gallagher's putting out guitars right now. Every day I see them on Facebook, and I talk to David every month, and like that's another company, right? That's a massive legacy behind that guitar, that name, right? And they're starting to build better and better and better and better because the demand is there,
And their
right?
service is great too.
Oh yeah,
Because
tremendous.
we've had some personal experience with their service
Yep.
on a guitar.
Yep.
And it's second to none, eh?
Yep. I don't know how many times, and it wasn't anything serious, but it was, to them it was. Like I called David and it's like, man, send it back and we'll do this. And I was like, no, just, you can tell us how to do it
Right.
and we'll do it, right? And all it was just a simple neck adjustment,
Yeah.
right? But they were that concerned about it.
Yeah.
It isn't just because it's me.
It's the reputation on the line.
Yeah, I've talked to all kinds of people on the channel, and they all say the same thing about all these companies. They have a problem. They go to the builder. The builder's like, "I'm fixing it. What's wrong?" And they're right on it, right? And you don't get that from a big conglomerate.
You can't.
You can't. There's too many people
Yeah.
involved, right? So there you go. Anyhow,
Good
thanks
job.
for the question. That was a nice rabbit hole we went down. Next.
Super chat from Tim Bennett.
Tim Bennett,
Bennett.
back home in Pictou County again. I hope
Fiddly-dee
so.
potatoes, Tim.
Tim, here's the Tim.
He says he visited G&G Music for the first time, walked
Nice.
out with 2 Recording Kings, an RO 328, and a triple out 11 series.
Wow.
Nice.
You should have brought your wallet.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just
How many hands does that guy have?
I don't know, but I actually gave I gave one of my Series 11s to Cam because I was so proud he came here and it was a beautiful guitar, and I kept my little triple aught one, which I don't think I'll ever part with, and that leads me down. I'm getting a little low here. I might have to. Well, see, I'm waiting for
A little low.
Recording King is coming out with a slope shoulder, people. That's the rumor. It's just a rumor. I can't. I don't know for sure, but that's the rumor I've heard. Is they're going to do a slot.
You're not supposed to talk about this. How much fun did we have with Cam?
So, yeah. So I'm kind of waiting for that. That's the rumor for fall next year. Is that? And I can't wait because that will be a guitar, a dandy. So the boys.
A dandy.
Yes, Recording King, Ashley Atz, man, you're the man.
A
Thank you so
Recording
much.
King sounds amazing around the campfire, doesn't it?
It does. We played the crap out of that guitar
Yeah.
outside. It just sings.
Yeah.
It don't care what's going on around.
Nope.
it. No, all solid mahogany.
Nope.
Just sings.
We had to twist Cam's arm to sit around the
Oh
campfire.
yeah, he hated it.
Yeah.
He hated being.
Sorry,
with us.
Cam.
Yeah, he was really disappointed.
Sorry you were disappointed with your
Yeah, he
trip.
was disappointed he had to come.
We
But
let him
anyhow,
down.
whatever. Yeah, we let him down. We let everybody down.
Television's always different than real life.
That's right. Next,
Super chat from Mark Smith.
Mark Smith. Welcome back, buddy.
Is he new?
No. Even I know that. Is the most common name in the world, Mark Smith. Don't you know Mark Smith? God damn it.
The third?
The third.
Yes. He says, thanks for the
Esquire.
good chat. Last Monday night was a good slap in the face moment for me as a guitar player. Started listening to chat, and you were right. He's amazing. Thanks again.
Okay, cool. Right on.
So he was our last month's winner of the Zoom lesson.
Sweet. Oh, right. Yes, that's exactly right.
Zoom.
Yes, sir.
We have a super chat from Jeff Gland.
Jeff Gallant.
Jeff Gallant.
Tag all damn yes.
Fiddly-dee potatoes,
Fiddly-dee
Jeff.
potatoes.
and
They
twisted.
are good, aren't they?
Oh, really good.
Oh yeah.
Very fresh.
Go ahead.
He says, "Can I be in your will if you're passing down the collection?"
I don't think so.
Not as of
No.
yet.
No.
Not as of yet.
Going to
No,
leave
sorry.
all those to your children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which are the other guitars. So one guitar will own the other 45 of them.
The one that. becomes
Ginger, is there
sentient.
something you're not telling us?
Connect.
No.
Okay.
Connect. Next.
It's super chat from Cam.
Cam McMaster band.
Cam the master.
What is the exact gauge you use on your signature model so I know what to stock up on for number 48?
12 to 53. Standard light gauge by Elixir or Ordinary or any company. That's what I've been using for years. I used to use 13 to 56, which was a medium gauge, and they just got too heavy for me. And then I discovered that Tommy Emmanuel uses lights, and I was like, what? Really? Because he's one of the hardest. He plays so hard. And his string, he doesn't seem to have any problem, and I didn't either. I switched, and Bob's your uncle.
Bob actually was my father.
Okay.
Cyril was my uncle. But
Okay, Cyril. Right.
Yeah.
Cyril's your uncle.
Cyril's your uncle.
And now, perhaps we should have a nice glass of
Hot cup of coffee.
yes, perhaps a hot cup of coffee, a warm cup of Joe, and some Wentworth
Cream
butter
biscuits.
crack biscuits.
Crap biscuits.
And as we are going to have a glass of Grolsch right now, and just
At the long tone, the time will be 7:25 Atlantic Standard Time.
and now on to.
Even Ginger's next to him.
Got lots of questions here.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Focus. Goddamn.
We're not serious enough.
No,
Gotta get through the questions.
be serious.
Connect.
Super chat from Gerard O'Connor.
Hey, Gerard
from
O'Connor.
Ireland, Fiddly D Potatoes, get on, damn it. Okay, go ahead.
He says, "Hi guys, your thoughts on the late Byron Berline? Fiddly D, New Potatoes, out now in Ireland."
Hey!
Well, I'm going to do this. Might get us arrested, but I don't give a shit.
Arrested? What are you gonna do?
Oh, what are you going to do?
I'm going to show you.
well
I'm
arrested.
going to show you why. Byron Berline was a monster. Whoops. That's a tune that he made called the Huckleberry Hornpipe, which has, over the years, become one of the touchstones of flat picking because it's so friggin' hard to play. And also, people don't realize that he co-wrote Gold Rush, which is one of the biggest instrumentals ever written. That was credited to Bill Monroe. He co-wrote it with Bill.
Those two spots where he got his fingers caught in the strings right
that-
in the middle,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
The part where you shit the bed at the end there, that was all Byron. But I did almost a whole life of music really about Byron and other people that I met who are sadly passing away. And Byron Berline was if I could have the career, actually, I've tried to have the career that he had, because his career was, sure, he was a great old-time fiddler. He was a great bluegrass fiddler, but he moved between all kinds of music. He recorded with the Rolling Stones. He recorded with the Flying Burrito Brothers. He recorded with the Byrds. He recorded with every bluegrass act you could imagine. He had
Massive crossover artist.
huge, and it was all based upon his just fucking genius fiddle playing, right? Fiddle playing, not a violinist. He was a fiddler, right? But that's how I and it's almost subconsciously modeled my own career, because I never wanted to get stuck doing one thing, and I never wanted to be pigeonholed as a certain type of artist. And all my albums have been completely different. And he inspired a whole bunch of people to do that. Don't stick yourself in one place, because if you do that, parts of your experience gets wasted, right? And he was the king of this. He was the king of being able to transpose information from being a bluegrass fiddler into playing with the Stones. Like, come on. That's how good Byron Berline was. And he will be missed.
He was a true folk musician.
He was. Yeah, he could do anything.
He can do anything.
And he was a lovely, lovely man. I met him twice, and he was one of the nicest people I ever met. Matter of fact, the last time I talked to him was actually on the phone. He called me to come play his festival, which was he was booking the Walnut Valley Festival, where the North American Guitar Fiddle Mandolin Championships. That's where Ray Legier won his mandolin. Was at that fest, right? And that was the first time I ever met Byron and Dan Crary and John Hickman. We just lost John, which is really scary. That just leaves Dan, right? Dan is 82 years old or 83 now, still playing. And I just talked to him as I was passing by his house in California, like as COVID was starting. And he was going to stop and come out and see me, but then he got scared because he has a blood disorder, and it was at the very early beginnings of the pandemic, and he was scared to leave the house, and so I didn't get to see him. And it just reminds me of just how important all these people are to the music world. Like, just all kinds of unsung heroes that we just don't. We know, guys like me know, and millions of people know, but even though we're so familiar with his music, we often don't think about what he actually accomplished, which was humongous, right? So many students, so many people influenced, so many festivals, so many records, hundreds of records, right? Yeah, so here's to Byron Berline.
Byron.
Fiddleheads Aeternum.
Fiddly-dee potatoes.
Fiddlehead?
Fiddleheads. I know it's a vegetable. I don't care.
Didgeweed.
Next. Good question. Thank you for that, and thank you for remembering Byron. He was the man.
A super chat from Michael O'Coin.
Michael O'Coin.
He knew?
No. Okay.
At least he knows a couple. Any hope of enticing you out of the Atlantic bubble to see you in Montreal or Ottawa?
I will only leave this province when it's safe and legal to do so.
Well, good to
It's
PI.
safe and legal to do so.
It
Is safe and legal to do
Yes,
so.
safe and legal.
I
to
don't
do so.
believe that.
So,
We will drag him
So
to Montreal.
so the actual answer is no. Kiss my arse. I'm not leaving Nova Scotia
Don't
until I
be
get
like
good
that.
goddamn ready.
Have a
it's
potato.
not actually the answer, though. He'll leave eventually.
Yeah, he'll leave.
Someday.
We'll drag him.
Someday.
Oh, dear.
Over your painbow.
Someday over my painbow. Yeah.
I'll go to Montreal.
I'll go to Montreal.
And see him.
See him.
That guy.
That guy that just
who wants
asked me
us down on Crescent Street
in Montreal.
in Montreal on Friday night.
Sometime. Sorry.
Okay, focus.
Next.
Focus. Question from Darren Murray.
Darren Murray.
Hey, JP, have you ever covered or played live? If you could read my mind. Really love Lightfoot. I would love to hear you sing and do that song.
Yeah, never have. Never learned it. Don't know it. I know the song.
You say that
No, the
way
song-
too often.
Yeah,
He
but
does.
it's true.
He
I don't.
really does.
I never learned the song because, and it's the same reason I don't learn all songs. I don't learn. They're too popular. I don't learn. I've never wanted to learn things that everybody was learning. It just bugs me.
Do you know Wagon Wheel?
No. Okay. Never heard of
Sure,
it.
you can't play Wagon Wheel?
No. Now I need some scotch.
Okay. What was the song that Dave asked you to do the other weekend?
Long Black
Long Black
Veil.
Veil.
Right, and you said you didn't know it.
He told me after I said that to kiss my own arse.
Right.
I was like, I don't know that one. Dave's like, kiss your own ass, JP. Come on, you know that. And then he did it, and I had to play it with him, and I was very embarrassed. Okay, next.
A question from Not Slow Freddy. And
That's
no,
not
he's
new. That's not new.
Thank
He's
you.
been here before.
Yes.
Freddie, good to have you back, brother. Here's to you.
Speed her up, Freddie.
Balvenie in the liver.
This is not slow.
for the soul.
Potatoes.
Ever played a Loar LH 600 or 700 for something completely different? I wonder if you could review one through Recording King.
Lore.
Loar.
So, okay. So when the lore first came out, they came out. Okay, we have to start at the beginning. People
always
that
good.
people that don't know about Lore, Lore is a Chinese company that used. Okay, sorry. I have to go one more step back. Because this is a good story. It's really interesting. So Bill Monroe's mandolin, right?
Is there a slot for a quarter?
Shut up.
This machine isn't working right.
So Bill Monroe's mandolin was a 1923 Lloyd Loar signature, signed by Lloyd Loar, and is currently I think it's in the Smithsonian of the Country Music Hall of Fame, and it's valued at over $3 million. This thing, and there's only about 175 of them, I think, that survived all these years. So what happened was when Bill Monroe's mandolin was smashed by his ex-wife, Gibson put his mandolin through an MRI. And when they did that, they got this complete, nanometer
Cross-section of
how it was built. Mm-hmm. They took the glue and analyzed it and found, put it through a chemical analyzer, one of those
Figured out what it
was.
Mass spectrometers?
Sphinctometers.
Yeah.
And
crack spectrometers.
And so this information was made public. And a company in China decided to build
his
Loars based upon this information. And so they did. And they built a bunch of these F-style mandolins. And when they first came out, I bought one. And I loved it. And I bought two of their guitars. And maybe the one that he's talking about. The one that I bought was it's a copy of a Loar guitar. It's a small body, parlor body, dark tobacco sunburst with a torch head inlay on the headstock, pearloid buttons. This thing was gorgeous, this guitar. And I loved them. I loved those guitars, but here's what happened. After a certain amount of time, it might have been my fault too. It might have been improper humidification or dehumidification, but they seemed to die. The volume went away, the playability went away. They started to get hard to play. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do anything with them. I was like, shit, I love these things. Why? What's going on? And they just seemed to fail. I don't know why.
Not mechanically, sonically.
Sonically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I have seen it before, but not so completely as these failed. And so I ended up selling both of them. But to this day, I still wish I had a Loar guitar just because it was so different. Mm-hmm. It really was like playing these inspired by Gibson Epiphones. They're designed on the real Gibson. This thing was designed on a real Gibson, but a Loar instrument, right? Mm-hmm. And they only made them for 1919 to 1923, 4 years is all he worked there. He was from Italy. They brought him in to design, and he invented all this. He brought this Florentine design that has the scroll.
Florentine cutaway?
They call it 3-point.
Yeah.
Yep, that's his design. And we still, to this day, that's what a F-style mandolin is supposed to be.
Yeah.
His design, right? And yeah, so I would absolutely. And did you say that Recording King is handling those? No, really?
Well, he said you might be able to. I don't know if he knows or not, but
you
might be able to review
something
it through
tells me
Recording
that
King.
could be true.
I wonder if a tone right could have fixed that guitar.
Most likely. I bet you any money
Would have been
could have.
interesting,
Yeah.
right?
I bet you
It
any
definitely
money.
sounds like on a chemical level,
Yeah,
a structural level, that would tightened
Stalled.
up or stalled
in its dispersal of the lignin, right? It stopped dispersing it, so it held water and just held it maybe.
Yeah.
And you're right. That would have fixed it. Matter of fact, yeah, I know it would have.
Did you just let a little air muffin go, or is Jack snoring?
Jack is
No,
snoring.
Jack's snoring.
Oh, there he is.
And snoring with his eyes open, which is really disturbing.
That's creepy, actually.
It's quite creepy.
So,
Wow.
but
Okay.
thanks for the question. And if you're listening out there, lower the guys, man, I love your stuff. I love your stuff. And I would like to have one on the show. Also, I have a dream list coming up now, right? I got Eastman I'd like to have on. I'd like to have Blue Ridge on. Like these are great guitars, great instruments that people, the brand loyal people, and even guys like me at one time or another, kind of discounted them, and you never should. There's some tremendous instruments being made by those companies, and at a price that's really, really affordable compared to anything, right? And if you want a great guitar for, $2,500, those are the companies that are really pushing them out, right? So, yeah,
There it was.
next.
We have a super chat from Cam.
Cam
Cam
McMaster's
the
back in the
Master.
house.
Where is he? Where?
Yeah, we miss you, Cam.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
he's not actually in the house. I didn't know if I could mention the Recording King, but since you did, I wanted to say thank you again for it. Been playing it nonstop. I love it. It's the nicest gift I've ever received. You guys are amazing peeps, and it was so nice to see how much you really care about your string theory family.
Well, I do, and it was a great honor to have him here. And and he's just one example, of the hundreds, maybe thousands of people that watch this channel who are great musicians. I talk to them all the time, and you shouldn't believe that some of the people that write me, and they're like, "Yeah, I was playing in the coffee houses in New York in 1967. I played on stage with Dylan and Lightfoot, and I have these conversations all the time. These guys that they didn't do it professionally in a way; they just did it and lived their lives, but they kept their feet in it, right? And then there's other guys that are full-time players. There's some killer players.
Cam was a bloody surprise.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
and he was almost a full-time player at one time before he decided not to do it.
Yeah.
And
He's a dang good songwriter,
goddamn
too.
right he is. He's coming back in the fall, cut a record, I think.
He finally escaped
that- so
around
there's-
noontime the
yeah.
following day.
So there's a surprise for everybody. We're not telling you nothing about it, but there's a recording planned. So, oh yeah, look out.
Oh, he also says, thanks for the burgers. Thanks, Ginger, for the burgers, and Chris for the intro to Stakin'.
Oh yeah, steak.
Yeah, we introduced Cam to the steak.
Yeah, steak.
It's nothing like steak and oysters
no
for
steak.
breakfast.
Oh my God.
Yes, truly.
Isn't
Jill's
that
very
right?
excited about Stakin'.
You shouldn't have mentioned steaking.
Yeah, she gets a little excited.
Okay, next.
Bean. Quiet. Hey, shush.
Chill. Inside voice.
Next question's from Eli Patrick Music.
Eli Patrick Music, good to have you back, buddy.
What are your thoughts on the Electro Voice RE20 mic for live use? I know they aren't commonly used on stage now, but bluegrass bands often use them for group vocals in the 70s.
Don't know a thing about them, do you?
Blunt instrument.
Yeah?
By today's standards.
Okay.
Yeah. Good mic. Nothing wrong with it, but by today's standards, for probably less money, you can do a lot better.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Still a great mic, though.
And can you still get them?
You can buy them used, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, I know all about EV. I mean, my very first sound system I ever bought from Long McQuaid in the 80s was an EV system.
EV, yeah. A lot of
So-
history in that company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make great regular vocal condenser mics.
They make great everything. Great speakers, great mics. They made a whole line of electronics.
Yeah.
There's...
But you
It's kind of an old
worked on them.
Yeah, it's kind of an old technology company at this point. I mean, you could still buy one and get it restored or refurbished and
Are they
use
still
it.
around? Are they still around?
They still make capsules for them, so you could revamp the mic, right? But
Right.
like this mic, for example, you could probably get for less money
$300.
than you could recapsule
Yeah.
an RE20. So
Wow.
yeah,
Interesting. That's actually a bit sad because it seems like it's a company that there probably was a lot of companies like that came up in through the 70s and 80s. and
well,
just didn't quite make
there's
it
all
through,
those
right?
technology companies like Electro Voice, like Altec, like JBL.
Yeah.
That just today they're older.
Speakers and components.
They're older names, yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and technology. There's new players in the market, and they've done new things, and built upon the old stuff to make it better.
Just for an aside, to add something to that thread, which was brilliantly answered, is
Why, thank you, JP.
yes. Well, we like to keep.
Please continue.
We like to keep things. Yes, I will.
Yeah.
On the weekend, I used a.
Focus.
What a
She
freaking
just won't. She
killjoy.
just won't let us do nothing.
Nothing.
On the weekend,
Thanks,
Dave,
Mom.
Yeah, on the weekend, Dave Gunning and I used a microphone to play a show, and it was one microphone. We used one mic, no monitors, one mic, and that was it. 2 guitars, 2 voices, and it killed. And it was a company out of the United States. Yeah, 1.5 voice.
Love you, Dave.
Poor Dave. Yeah. We and it's a company out of the United States called Ear Trumpet Labs. And we used one of their mics called an Edwina.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, for $750 Canadian, which means much less American, I've never heard a better
Awesome mic.
I have never heard a better condenser ever
Awesome
in my
mic.
life. You couldn't fool that thing. We set it up. We were a foot away from it, and it sounded like were in 4 separate channels. It was that true to what was going on, and it mixed us. I feel that makes any sense.
Yeah.
We couldn't mess up.
Sometimes
You know what I mean?
the sum of the parts is...
Yeah. So
Right.
if you want a great mic, I've never seen nothing ever like that in my life.
Like an ear trumpet, you say?
Yeah.
What?
Ear trumpet labs.
What? I can't hear you.
Hey, you can have the ear
I'm sorry, I
trumpet
can't hear you,
labs.
JP.
Yeah, well, perhaps you should have some Wentworth Golden Flake biscuits now.
I would like them with a cup of my smoked Lagavulin tea, please.
Yes, and a side of feathered lamb chop, I think, yes, and some mint
I
jelly.
do love some feathered lamb chop. It's
Yes.
been smoked over a cherry wood fire.
Yes, correct. It has to be cherry wood. Yes, it's a
it does indeed.
proper season for elm or...
Oh, wow. Where's Mom? Is she
Yeah.
missing?
How long you let that go? We have a super chat from Bernice Dooley.
Bernice, she was there. She heard it.
Well, her comment
was at the
is,
show.
Great show on Saturday evening.
Yep,
There
she
you
heard
go.
that
Oh,
microphone.
that's where
She's
she
heard
got
me play 1,000,000 times. And hi to
Million.
Matthew, my friend Matthew. I love you, buddy. It was good to see you on Saturday. He's a special guy. I met him when he was just a little kid. And he's autistic, and he's 42 now. Out in his own, lives in New Glasgow. He was.
I think
never
I've met him
changed-
at some George
Yes, you
shows.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a.
I think I know exactly who you mean.
He's an incredible human being. That
Yeah.
guy. I keep calling him a kid because he looks like he's a kid still, right? But one of the most amazing humans I ever met in my life. And I love him. He run up to me, and he never used to hug people before he met me. I make him hug me, and
I'm still scared to
Really?
hug you.
he kind of hugged me. And as years went by, the hands kept going further and further around me. Right? He's a beautiful human being, unreal.
It's like hugging a
So it's
grizzly.
nice to see you, Bernice. I love you. Next. Yeah. Hugging an ugly, big, beer-filled grizzly.
Something feel grizzly.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Next.
Cute. There's a super chat from Jamie Reed.
Jamie Reed.
Now that's new.
He's got to be new.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Got to be new.
No,
Oh.
Is that, for shit's sake. Okay, Jamie, go ahead, buddy.
just stop guessing.
Do it, Jamie.
Hi, this is the guy from Scotland again.
Again, he's
Okay,
not. I
that
told
was
you he
last
wasn't
week.
new.
I played you a
told
fiddle. I played you a fiddle tune last week. Sorry.
JB, that tune you played last week on the fiddle was brilliant.
Ow.
Thank you.
Do you get to Scotland much? Fiddle-dee-dee potatoes.
I go to Scotland
Fiddly-dee.
at least twice a year before all this crap happened. I was on my way to Shetland when this all happened. I had to cancel my plane tickets.
Where's Shetland?
Sucked.
She's hiding. Where's Shetland?
Oh, Shetland's right behind me.
Oh, geez, there she is.
Oh, yeah, I got sunglasses on and everything.
Looks like Janis Joplin.
Oh, yeah. Okay, next.
Let's see. So we have a super chat from Cam on behalf of Pro Brom.
What?
A super chat from Cam
Yes.
promoting Pro Brom's question.
Pro-Brom.
Howdy from Berlin, Germany.
Ooh.
What?
I
Wow.
have a 28 style Eastman OM, which I love as much as my Martin 2011 CSD21. What do you think about Eastman?
Oh, I love Eastman.
Yeah.
I that's a question I've answered many times.
Double.
I think Eastman makes tremendously good instruments. I only use their mandolins. I have a pair of them, an F and an A of the same model. And I'm dying to get in touch with them. I got their phone number. I found it again on my phone today. I'm going to call them. They're in California. The main office for North America is in California, so I'm definitely going to call them. And they have a deep connection to Boucher because they buy wood from them. They buy guitars from Robin. I'm going to get Eastman involved in the channel. I guarantee you, because they just need to be on here. There's no question. So many people love them. So many people. So, love Eastman. Love Germany. Been there. Played on a record in Hamburg with Hannes Vader, who's like the Gordon Lightfoot of Germany. He's a protest songwriter. He was an older man when I met him. That was many years ago. And he was awesome. And I played guitar, fiddle, mandolin, dobro on this. I mean, it's a major label release over there, right? He's a superstar, this guy. And so, yeah.
Love breakfast in Germany.
Love my Germany, man. It's a great place. There you go. Who's next?
Super chat from Larry Reindress.
Oh, Larry
Reindress.
Reindress. How you doing, Larry?
Hey, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Does Larry get a song?
Larry's got a song.
Larry has it. Does Larry get one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do it.
Sit by my side. Come as close as Larry Reindress.
He's a close talker.
Sharing a memory with great.
Time.
And one day in my words, as dream about the pictures that I play of Larry.
Home to Larry.
We just got copyright ding like hell there. Okay, go ahead.
He says, "What a great collection of people to share Wednesday with. Love you guys."
Love you too, Larry.
Good to hear you, Larry.
You're the man, buddy. Larry Reindress, the man we pronounced his last name wrong for 10 months. And he still
How were
loves
you
us.
pronouncing it?
Reindress.
Oh, no, it's
It's
Reindress.
Reindress. And then Frank.
I mean, our producer.
And now,
A word from our
perhaps
sponsor.
from our
There's a
sponsor.
mosquito around you.
Yes, well, this is time to pull out
The Deep Woods F-off.
Yeah, Fulton's mosquito magnet,
So we have a question from Bram Avery.
powered with nothing.
Hi,
but,
Bram.
Powered with nothing but 9-volt batteries. The small unit attaches to your liver, and by drinking alcohol. Okay, go ahead.
Convenient UV filter.
And now for Weston's Golden Flake biscuits.
Thank you,
So
Peter.
Bram Avery has a question.
Who?
Bram Avery has
Oh,
a
Bram.
Bram.
Oh, there you go, Bram.
Bram, get with it.
What interface do you run that Aston mic through for recording/live streams?
iRig. Done.
Done.
You could probably explain it a little
Well,
bit
there's
more.
nothing to explain. It's an iRig. It's
There's
an
also
iRig.
a
It's an
studio.
iRig. It's an iRig Pro, and so that's the interface. If you whatever you put that into is up to you. You can put it through a board or mixer or whatever,
Or a nice preamp.
or a nice whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the iRig will translate whatever. This goes into the board. The board comes up to the iRig, goes out online. That's it.
Your technological savvy is
Stunning.
mind-bending.
Stunning. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't know how any of this stuff works. These things around me are just
You
foreign.
mean you don't know how the magic pixies dance around inside there?
No, I don't. Perhaps we should have a conversation about that. I think
I don't
next
think we
week
should. I think maybe we'll just stick with guitars.
we'll discuss.
Thank you,
String
Peter.
things.
We'll discover Thomas Higginbottom's unheralded new novel,
John Longbottom Tooth.
Life of a Dead Cat.
The third.
Next.
Esquire.
We have a question from Jason Gavel.
Oh, he's got to be new.
No.
Oh.
I know that name too.
Okay.
He's swinging the gavel, buddy. Judge Jason. Judge Jason.
Oh dear.
Next. Go ahead, Jeb.
Well,
What do you got?
I figured I'll ask
Do
these
it.
questions before I move on.
Come on. Go.
What do you think of Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke?
I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That's
We'll have to Google that one.
I've never heard of that.
Charlie Starr.
Of Blackberry Smoke?
Yep.
I have to look that up. I'm writing it down. Sorry.
Charlie.
I seldom get stumped on this.
Charlie. That's CHARLIE. Star. STARR.
On what was it called?
A Blackberry Smoke.
Blackberry Smoke.
SMOKE.
All
Thank
right,
you very
good
much.
spelling.
You're very
Okay.
welcome. Yes.
Good job with the
There's
spelling.
We'll look that
there's
up.
something for me to research for next week. Awesome. Thank you for that. Next.
Jeffrey Cohen.
Jeffrey Cohen.
He's not new.
No, he's not.
Hi, JP. I'm playing 2 shows at Pop-Up Vaccination Clinic in Mel Lastman Square in Toronto.
Sweet.
That's cool.
What would be an appropriate song to sing at a vaccination clinic?
In Mel Lastman Square.
At the Mel Lastman Square, a vaccination clinic.
A Jeff Healey tune.
You should sing that one.
Goes do-do-do.
No, the one by the Eagles that
Fever.
goes doot doot doot.
Fever.
Oh,
That one. When you hold me, fever when you.
how about Don't Fear the Reaper?
Oh yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
Fear the Reaper.
However the hell that was. Yeah,
Yeah.
do that. Don't Fear
Yeah.
the Reaper. Fever.
Yeah.
Mac the Knife.
Any Dave-
Mac the Knife.
Any Dave Gunning song.
Any Dave Gunning song.
Yeah, about dead guys.
Yeah, he's got a lot of them. Or any
A
of
lot of
mine. I kill multiple. I kill whole villages
Or the
in
two
my
of you
team.
together
sometimes.
killing a whole bunch of people?
Yeah.
Connects.
Yeah.
Good luck with your gigs, buddy. Love
Good
you.
luck with your gigs. Hope you don't catch anything.
I wish I would go do that with you.
I hope
That'd be
you ignore
hilarious.
all
Yeah.
of his advice.
Yeah, there you go.
A question from Steve Butler.
Oh, he's
Stevie
new.
B.
He's new.
No, he's
No.
not.
He's new.
Listen, I'm going to tell everybody who this guy is.
Steve.
Steve Butler is one of my best friends in the world. He was my college buddy in Mississippi. When I went to Northeast Mississippi Junior College in Boonville, Mississippi. He's from a little town over there in Amory called Amory. One of the best
You know, so know where he
musicians
lives.
I have ever met in my life. Electric, acoustic, fiddle, banjo, mandolin, monstrous player. And he's just got involved with YouTube just so he can chat with us.
Really? We're
So-
not talking about the same Steve Butler then.
No, this must be him. I've been waiting for him to come on here for weeks now.
Okay.
So, well, maybe it isn't him, but I think
it
it
is.
is. Yeah, it must
Okay.
be.
Yeah. He says it's Shaky B in Mississippi.
Shaky B in Mississippi. That's what we call him. Shaky B in the what was the name of the
Shaky
band?
B.
He had a band name. It was really funny. He's worse than me and you. If he was here, you'd be on the floor.
On the floor.
Yeah, he's hilarious. This
Falling off the balcony.
Yeah, Shaky B and the Nervous Jerks. That's what the name of the band he was. He's
great
going to
band
have
name.
Shaky B and the Nervous Jerks. What are you
So
saying there, Stevie B, buddy?
His question: do you own or ever play nylon string guitar in any of your fingerstyle playing?
Oh, absolutely. I have 2 fingerstyle gut string guitars that I use for fingerstyle, like to play Jerry Reed, right? This is the guy that was in the room with me when I discovered the tuning for Steeplechase
Right.
Lane. He's a Jerry Reed king.
Yeah.
Right? He was the first guy I ever heard play Sneaking Around, played the ending of the claw the right way. Like, this guy's a monster. So yeah, Stevie, I got a Ramirez, which is a very rare guitar. It's a cedar top cutaway. It was a one-off order, one of the last ones that they built before he actually passed away. And it got up to the 12th fret in Toronto, and the guy didn't want it. So I was able to snag it for like less than what they were going to sell it. So I got it for like $3,300, which is a friggin' bargain. And then I just bought a Cordoba, which was quite a bit cheaper, about $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000. And I bought it in the States, and it's now my favorite. I don't play the Ramirez because it's so valuable, and it's signed by Gordon Lightfoot. So I don't play it. It's stuck in the case in the room there. Occasionally I pull it out. But the Cordoba is the main gut string I'm using now, and that thing is just killer. It's built for Reed all over. So yeah, I love you, Stevie. It's good to see you, buddy. That's awesome. Okay, next.
Super chat from Ben Wood.
Ben Wood.
Ben Wood. That's
Ben,
not
oh
new.
yeah,
I remember that one.
We know Ben.
Favorite guitar chord or one you tend to play first when you pick up a guitar, and why?
That's a cool question.
Well, I'll tell you what my favorite guitar chord is.
Where does your hand go?
The chord, I don't even know what it is. But it's in one of my songs. And I call it the money chord. I sang this song for Gordy Sampson. And it's in D. And the chorus starts off with this chord here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a good chord.
That's a romantic chord.
Holy shit, that's a good chord.
Yeah.
And I found it by accident.
That's a walking on the beach with your sweetheart chord.
It's like when you're walking on the
That's
beach.
my
It's not like that, Ginger, at all.
that's my favorite chord that I've ever encountered.
Did you hear that?
What did she say?
It's like when you're walking on the beach with
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with your sweetheart. Yeah.
And you find a
No, you didn't.
You find a
didn't do that.
starfish on
No.
the beach.
No, starfish.
Oh yes.
No,
It is-
just play the chord.
And it's dead.
Just play it again.
No, so
No, we just did.
what do you tend to play first when you pick a guitar? Like if you're trying a guitar out in a shop, what's the thing you play? You play the same thing all the time.
There's a variety of things that I play.
No, there's one
All that I'm doing when I pick up guitars is to make sure that they can be tempered correctly, right? So if I pick up a guitar, I want to tune it first.
There's some extensive tuning.
This one's not tuning well because the strings are so dead. So that's the first thing I'm looking for is to find that temper, how much strings have to be flatted and sharped, open, so that they're in tune in the chords and the pressure that I play, right? Then I'll go through a minor, like a relative minor, maybe, and raise it up to a 4 chord, a 5, and I'm just checking to see that whatever I do is all in tune.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it goes back in the rack.
Well, and we found a couple
And
a couple you couldn't even
No,
play.
No.
The last
And
time
it's
we were out
savage,
a week or two
it's
ago.
savage how many
Yeah.
guitars you pick up that are thousands of dollars
And not set up properly.
and they sound like
Yeah.
shit. They just sound horrible. You can't tune them.
No.
They can be tuned.
Not as they are. It could be.
Right.
It's a
yeah,
setup problem.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not unfixable. It's just that damn.
Yeah.
If it's going to be $1,000, $3,000, like make it so it's tunable.
If you went to
right?
test drive a car, and they all did that
Yeah,
equivalent,
and the window fell out, and the taillight come off, and some guy jumped out of the glove box and
Right.
punching the nuts.
right?
But you wouldn't buy that car.
No.
Right? You'd want to
Not
get
at
rid of
all.
the guy out of the glove box for one thing.
Well, for one thing, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. The Vietnamese commando living in the steering wheel.
Before it goes off the rails.
Okay. Well, we got it. How many? We're
We
at
have
the
one
end
more
here.
super chat.
Okay, go ahead.
It's from Bernice Dooley. It says, I'm in the mood to listen to you guys all night. Must be the blackberry smoke. Too bad we can't pass so
It
long
must be
here."
because we're a little more serious tonight.
Yes, and
Yes.
it's about time that
We've tempered our
reserves.
reserve.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and we must.
It's a beautiful green summer night out,
Yes,
don't
it
you
is.
find?
Yes, a lovely.
Yeah, the climate is absolutely close and
Yes.
wonderful.
It's a shimmering and wonderful.
It makes me feel warm to be here with you.
Yes, it does. Me too.
All right, then.
So the question tonight and the prizes. Well, we're getting close to our big draw too, but our prizes tonight from Fantasy Music in Halifax, Steve McNeil, our good friend. You're going to get a really nice little leather pick pouch, assorted picks, a set of excess strings, I believe. And from G&G Music, you're going to get the usual
Levy
Levy's
strap.
embossed string theory strap.
Made in Antigonish?
Yep. Strings, winder, and both of these shops always have discount deals on things in the store. So when you're contacting them, ask what's going on, because sometimes Steven has tax-free in the store. Glenn is always giving deals on everything. Both these guys will ship anywhere on the planet, and they're just tremendous, tremendous shops. Because they're not box stores.
They are the
And
most music store per square foot you could ever ask for.
And although how much we love our Long and McQuaid, because we do, we need the other. We need the other because they're able to do and showcase instruments and things and services that a box store can't.
Can't do.
So
What's the question?
the question tonight.
Do it.
What did you say? What the grand prize was?
Oh yes, so we're getting close to. We're
We're 3 weeks in.
Yeah, we got 3 weeks in, but another 3 weeks, and we're gonna have the grand prize, which is going to be a TRH-30 Mark II acoustic amp, Yamaha acoustic amp from Fantasy, and a free 30-minute Zoom lesson, and a free copy of my new album, and a used pair of Chris Coots underwear.
No, it was a juice harp, free 30-minute juice harp lesson.
Oh, a free. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the underwear. We'll do the.
you dropped your
A
cap.
bit of your pen, anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, what are and the Tone Dexter, right?
Oh yes, the Tone Dexter. That's in there too. The Tone Dexter's in the grand prize as well.
Tone Dexter.
Not the Tone Dexter.
Oh, Tone Right.
The
Tone Right.
Tone
The
Right.
Tone Right.
Right.
Well,
Jesus, these
Sorry,
guys are screwing me up.
the tone right.
The prizes are getting
Right.
so big. To be honest with you, the show is getting a little out of hand because it's
You're out of hand.
the prizes are getting
He's out of
bigger.
hand.
There's more people coming in. Jeez.
Both out of hand.
Yeah.
You're out of
So-
hand, lady.
So the question tonight is:
What's the question? I know it.
what is the name of the trio? I'd say the most famous bluegrass trio that Byron Berline was a part of. What was the name of the trio that he played with? And it's very specific. It can be the acronym, or it can be all three names.
Sneaky Pete, aren't you?
That's a good
Google
question.
machines up, everybody.
You might need to play some weight music.
Oh no, it won't.
Dear, 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 dear.
Not good.
The trio that Byron Berline played with for years and years, they made some of the most incredible instrumental records ever made.
Pretty goes.
I'll play a little Gold Rush, one of his tunes, while we're waiting.
There you go.
Surely to God, we got something.
I think there's some. So some of the guesses, just to let you know what I'm dealing with here. So we got Kingston.
Nope.
That's one word.
It's a trio, and it's all three names of the people who were in the trio.
Is it Alan?
Is it Alan? Alan.
Daytime, nighttime.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
The screen just moved. Fish guts and diesel fumes.
No.
No, but that's a great.
Led
That's great.
Zeppelin.
No.
Kiss.
Look at how annoyed he's getting. Look, it's
Okay,
building.
So now I think there's the answer here. This is how far long it took. So Berline, Crary, and Hickman.
Yes. Who got that?
R.C. Perrin.
Whoa, that's a new one.
R.C.
R.C.P.E.R.R.I.N.
RC, you're going to get the fantasy prize. So send me a email right now to jpcormier38@gmail.com. jpcormier38@gmail.com. RC Perrin. I will forward you on to Fantasy Music in Halifax to get your
To
prize.
the premier.
And who's number 2?
Cam.
Cam.
Well, we might as well give it to him.
Cam disaster.
Cam Mack is going to get
Yep.
the G&G prize.
Keep your G-string on,
Cam,
Cam.
you know my email, jpcormier38@gmail. Send it to me because I need it. Even though we've already conversed, send it to me. I'll ship it off to Glenn. And there you go. Pass me that top there, Coot, will you?
Soggy
Let me
bottom
see.
one.
Where's
And,
your tip?
Interesting guess. Guess
So-
what's good there?
Here's your tip.
We want to say cue the music. And
Oh, okay.
we love you guys a lot. And
Fiddly-dee potatoes.
fiddly-dee potatoes. And we are happy to be here with you every week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wicked. That's wicked. Crank that up.
Appreciate you all coming in.
Yeah. I love this. This tune which we will not get dinged for because I doubt anybody ever registered it,
Little brown chicken, brown cow.
was written by one of the greatest Cape Breton fiddlers ever lived, Arthur Muse. And I did this version of it for a ghost track of one of my records. Arthur Muse, greatest fiddler ever. And we love you. Nice to have Mr. Coot back here. Always again.
Love you, brother.
You know, love you too, man. And the lovely Ginger and all of our friends and
The
fans
extra
and-
special lovely Ginger with the
Yes.
Ginger Garden
who is also the representative for Whetstone's Buttermilk Biscuits.
Yes.
And we really appreciate you being here and all of the comments and all 140,000 of you that are watching all the stuff on this channel. We love you. Thank you very much.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
We'll see you soon.
Cheers, bro.
Keep your powders dry and your picks wet and your strings wound.
Stick on the ice and your winders wound.
Yes, sir. And your capos tight.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love you.